Hi folks, let's talk about Module 3 problems. I'd like to look at each problem individually, make smaller videos so they're easier to digest. Let's look at practice problem number 1. In practice problem number 1, we're going to go through an exercise of creating a pivot table. We've done that before and you've had some experience in it, but we're going to ask some very specific questions. In this particular case, the pivot table that we're going to look at includes nothing but categorical data. So rather than having numbers in the main area of the pivot table, which is here, we're going to have counts. The only thing we can do is count things. So what we'd like to do is ask a question about the probability, given that we are college educated, that you are a female, and the probability that given you're a female, that you're college educated, misspelled, of course. I'll change that. So let's see how we answer that question. The first thing we do is create our pivot table. You know how to do that. We grab the data, we go to insert, we go to pivot table, we have the data identified as what we want, we hit OK, then we fill in the information. And we'll fill in the information according to the rows and the columns and the values that I've suggested in the problem. So let me go back to the problem. We've done that. The data looks like what you see here. We have on the row the college or high school. On the columns we have male or female. So now let's convert this table to a table that provides us with that percentage. Given that we're looking at the incidence of college-educated individuals, we're going to want to do a row total in terms of the calculations. So if I go to right-click that particular cell and I go to Field Settings, I find that in the Show Values As tab, we're counting, of course, Show Value tabs as percent of row total. So each row will be the basis for the calculation. You can see that this percentage is 71.43, which really means that we're looking just at the total here of 7, and the division of 5 by 7 is that 71.43 percentage. So there's our number. In this particular case, we're going to look at the probability that you're a female, that you're college educated. So the calculations here are a little different. What I've done is I've filtered the data to look only at females, and given the data that we're looking at is now, I should have done that here below or on our table here. Let me do that. Let's look at females. Let's look at percent of rows percent of row totals. I hit OK. Oh, sorry, that should have been column. Percent of column totals. I hit OK. And there we have our data with 62.5% of females are college, and 37.5% are high school educated. So there's the information. Again, what we're trying to do here is arrive at a probability given these frequencies. And these frequencies, if we have a large enough sample, we can make that leap from these cross-tabulated values being frequencies to approximating probabilities by looking at various groups. That's the end of problem 1.